Hey, Mama.
Did you miss me?
Yeah.
Did you miss me?
Where are the boxes? Nothing's packed. Mama, did you pack anything? Did you pack anything at all? Nothing, Mom?
It ain't gonna take that long. Tarrell,
Okay.
have you lost yourself?
Hey, Mom.
You come here.
I thought you said you was gonna pack. Just,
It ain't gonna take that long. I got it.
all right. I'm gonna get started. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
All right.
Lost yourself. Come here.
What made you want to bring this story to film?
Yeah, that's a really good question because it wasn't my initial desire. I'm a painter. I've been painting for about 20 years, went to graduate school, went to Yale to be a painter. That's primarily my medium. I'm always surprised that when we're at Q&As, I say I'm a painter and I painted all the paintings in the film, and people are like, "Wait, what? You painted the paintings in the film?" And to me, that's the more surprising thing than that is making the film is the more surprising thing than the paintings. But I didn't start it as a desire to make a film. I started it as a desire to share a little bit about my life experience with my sons. I sat down to kind of tell them a little bit about where their father had come from as a result of them having met my father only once or twice, and that was, by accident. And from then, they would always ask me, "Hey, did your father go to your wrestling matches? Did your father, no, did y'all go to games together? Did he go to parent teacher conferences?" And it's like, no, 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 no. But I'll tell you more when you're older. I'll tell you more when you're older. And so my oldest son is going off to college next year. So I in 2020 to the very end of 2022, I sat down and I started writing. And I started writing in the morning, and I would write for a couple of hours and take my boys to school. And then once I dropped them off at school, I'd go to the studio and I would listen to what I was writing. And in the studio, I was listening and making sketches. So by the time I was done, I had this whole script, and then I had all of these images. And so they kind of just they grew together. It wasn't my initial reaction was like, "Hey, let me make a movie today." That's definitely not where it started.
Nice. That's brilliant, actually. Tell everybody what exhibiting forgiveness is about for those unaware.
Yeah, so exhibiting forgiveness is the story of a artist, a successful artist, a successful Black artist who is on his journey of success, and his estranged father comes back into the picture, desperately trying to reconcile. And the film is really an exploration of whether or not they will reconcile. There are some challenging things in the film, but ultimately this film is about healing, generational healing, about one artist's journey and his use of his artistic practice to get to that place of healing.
Love that breakdown. And then you talk about an all-star cast. You got to tell us what it was like filming that movie with so many great.
I mean, Andra Day, John Earl Jelks, Ellis-Taylor, André Holland. Let us be clear. Can we state the obvious? There's no reason in the world me as a first-time director should be working with these people. These are some of the best in their class. They are exceptional. And the beautiful thing is they just showed up, man. They showed up with their entire hearts, their entire souls, and delivered it on the screen. And as a result of that, we have something that I believe humbly, is more than just a film. We are finding that as we share this movie in the world, it is actually moving people. It is changing their lives. It is getting them to reconsider forgiveness and for in some cases redefining what forgiveness is. We have a notion of forgiveness in this day and age that forgiveness and reconciliation are synonyms, and they're not. And this film actually explores the ways in which sometimes you have to forgive, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you continue on the journey with the person. Sometimes it's necessary for your safety, to put some distance, to forgive and put some distance. So it's not about that traditional forgive and forget, everything's okay and blah blah blah. It's not that. It's a very different kind of exploration.
I love that. Then you already mentioned it, but I didn't know before now. But I was gonna say, so many beautiful art pieces are in the film. How did you decide which ones would go with the story? But you wrote the story and you did the art.
Yep, that's right. That's right. That's right. Wrote it, directed it, was a producer on it, made the paintings for it. So as I always say, if you don't like it, it's probably my fault. If you do like it, it's most definitely the actor's fault.
Definitely. So, what do you want people to really get out of the film? You kind of hit it on it when you with the description, but what do you want people to really take away from the film once they watch it?
So I've been really surprised at people's response to this film. It has been able to cross over in a way that I didn't expect. I made something very vulnerable, very open, and when we share it at different film festivals, people are coming up to me saying, "That's my father, that's my mother." Like I lived that experience as well. And so I want the film to be a space for us to talk about healing. People have been talking about this film, and in some ways they talk about the trauma of this film. But the reality is I worked really hard to make sure that this film was in fact about the healing process, generational healing. We do have to address the trauma, but it's about generational healing. There's an issue, there's a moment in the film of domestic violence, but you never see it. There's no moment where you see a Black woman being hit in this film. That doesn't happen. There's conversations around drugs and addiction, but you never see it. I wanted to make sure that as a person who gets images caught in his head, I wasn't just putting harmful images into people's head. The purpose of the film is actually healing. And what I hope happens is that now that the film is streamable, that you can get it video on demand through Amazon or whatever, working with Lionsgate, I want to people to go out there, get the film, watch it with your community, watch it with your friends, have the discussion and tell us about it. Like, post it on Exhibiting Forgiveness Film on our Instagram page. We've been responding to all of the people who are talking to us. This, to me, it is personal. This is not just a movie for me. Hopefully what it does is it brings more healing to the world.
I love that. And you actually answered my follow-up question, which was to tell people why they should buy it. But I wanted to also point out that I see a lot of my family in that movie too. Well, not a lot, but I definitely see my family and family members.
Mhm.
So you definitely achieved that with that film.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
No problem. What's next for you?
I am probably just gonna take a vacation. Because writing the film is one thing, and then directing the film is another thing, and then promoting the film is a completely different thing. And I have, as I told you, I have just a little bit of time left with my son before he goes off to college. So I just want to invest as much time in him as I possibly can.
Real good. Staying true to family. I love it. Is there
Yes,
anything else
sir.
you want to share before we wrap up?
Nah, man, appreciate you so much. Thank you for having me on.
Shadows on the wall. Noises down the hall. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Mean old Mother Goose. Lions on the loose. They don't frighten me at all. Dragons breathing flame on my counterpane. That doesn't frighten me at all. I go boo, make them shoot. I make fun the way they run. Life doesn't frighten me at all.
Mama Joyce! Oh my God! Hello.
I ain't seen you for 15 years, but now you want to be somebody's granddaddy? You somebody's daddy?
Right,
Now?
I don't want him to hear this.
Listen, I need you to speak to him. I need you to talk to him.
No.
He has changed.
He ain't changed.
It's just gonna follow us home if you don't deal with it here.
Let's get it.
He gave me you, Tarrell. He was my first love. He was my first love.
And you got flaws, Tarrell. Ain't you got flaws? I'm not the same man you used to know before, Tarrell. That's what you said, right?
Why are you still making excuses for him?
If you don't forgive others of their past sins, then you can't be forgiven.
Have you asked yourself once, one time, what's best for us? For him, for your grandson?
This ain't about him. It's about Mama.
What we do, what we do, brick by brick, that's how we move.
I put it on canvas so that I can hold it by the throat.
Foundation built with bricks that we will never